Hi guys, I'm Dow King, and since my last video, a lot of you guys are asking me what is the right time to buy ICP, internet computer, and I did this last video here, gave an honest review of it. Take a look at it, guys. You guys loved it. I showed you guys the problems with ICP, mainly the max supply, and now it's going up a little bit. And what does that all mean? A lot of you guys are like, just DCAing it, it doesn't make a difference. Well, it all does make a difference. In my opinion, been in crypto for a while. I think timing on these things makes a difference. A lot of you guys are like, you can't time the markets. You're right, but you got to know the mechanics of how these things work. So I'm going to bring you guys here so you can see. Look at the unlock dates. Let's look through this together so we can figure out what the right price is. Unless, yes, nobody knows what the right price is to get in any of these things. But we can just use the data. A lot of you guys are like, we're going to ignore the data because we love this thing so much. And that's fine. You can. But that usually, when you ignore data, you're also setting yourself up. When you have an infinite supply, we went over in the last video. I'll put the last video up at the end of this video so you guys can click it. But when you have infinite supply, you have the unlock dates. Use that to your advantage. Let's use that to our advantage. Okay, so let's do it, guys. Okay, the 10th of every month, we see the unlocks. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a couple comparisons real quick. We just saw the market pump a little bit. 7-day. You saw Bitcoin go up 5%, Ethereum go up 4.8%. Where was ICP in all this? 4.6. So it kind of was in there in the mix with them also. It didn't go more than them, didn't go less than them. For a minute, it did go more than them. And then it came down faster because you can see the 24 hours, it's down 5.5%. While Bitcoin is only down 1.3%, Ethereum is down 4.1%. So you can see it kind of came down faster. And this is to be expected of new tokens. So when you see these pumps, is that time to really sell and then come back later and buy more? So these are the ways I got to get you guys thinking. A lot of you guys think, hey, it's just going to go up. No, it's not how these things work. It never works like that. Oh, you're going to miss the pump when all the burns happen. No, I won't, because most people won't notice the burns. It's just not the way it works. Bitcoin just doesn't go straight up. You guys think it did, but it didn't. It took a while, and then it slowly went up. You'll know there's warning signs, okay? So let's look at something like this. Let's look at the 10th of every month, and you can also see where all the unlocks happen, okay? The seed private sale. These people bought this at 3 cents. 3 cents. It's over $3. They've made 100x. Even when it unlocks, they can sell tomorrow. So think about these. You got to use this data. Think about it. Just take a second and think about it. They're locked up for 48 months. There's 49 more million to go here. There's 7.8 million on this one, the strategic round, okay? Most of the strategic round is almost out. So this is good news. Let's just think about it rationally. Early backers, all gone. 44 million, gone. Look at what just happened. Pre-sale and airdrops, all gone. Just recently done. It's fantastic. And I look back, you can go to the past, and I'll put this link in the description. You guys can click on it. You can also join my private group. I have a private Discord group. You can click on a lot of great analysis was done there on ICP. A lot of really smart people. Ask them to tell you where they think the chart is. A lot of great analytical people. They did. We had numbers from literally from under $1 to $1.60. A lot of people thought $1.60, $1.65, but it could never get there. There's a possibility it could never get there. But with the data that we have, we can look. And as you can see, every 10th of the month, there's an unlock. Now, if you want to, this is the way I would look at it. If you don't have any ICP and you want to get some exposure to it, then yeah, it's okay. Buy some and then see where the price goes up or down. If it goes up, great. If it goes down, you double down on it. You buy a little bit more. But going in like some people are going, oh, I'm $20,000 all in and that's all I have. No. You don't want to do that. You want to buy over a period of time. DCA, which is dollar cost average. You want to buy over a period of time, but use data. This is the data we got right now. Look at this. 3.2 million tokens come on lock, which is about $10 million worth of tokens every month. Now, that's not a terrible amount, $10 million in total. 3.3 million tokens, 3.2 million tokens. You can kind of see here what it is. It actually tells you what it is. 0.64 total market cap. It's worth 10.14 million. 0.73 million of market cap. Okay, so you can kind of get an idea. Now, if you throw this out 12 months, if this goes on 0.74 for 12 months, what do you got? You got inflation of 8.88%. It's not terrible. It's not the worst token. XRP and some of these other ones like Dot is 10% a year. Avalanche has about 10% a year. So it's not terrible, but just use the data. A lot of the inflation has been soaked up over the last, as you can see, last couple of years, a lot of it has gone out the system. This is great news. So let's see when the next time we get to see some of the inflation disappear. Well, let's see. Look at this right here. Looks to be where the last June 10th, 2024 will be the last time the strategic round, 867,000 tokens will be issued. So that means going out from there, the inflation will go even lower, 0.53 of market cap. Let's multiply that by 12. So your inflation is going to go from 8.88% down to 6.36%. Not bad. But that's not all the inflation, right? There's also the nodes inflation, and there's also the dispersed rewards inflation. So those are about 15 million tokens also on top of this, which is technically now that could actually be, that's actually going to be the biggest problem going forward. But as the price of ICP goes up, obviously that inflation will go down, right? So you're hoping ICP at least moves to $4, $5, $6. Now, if it doesn't, it goes down, then the inflation actually ramps up a little bit because more rewards will be given out. So these are all things to consider. Now, let's look at this. Let's look at ICP over a 100-day period. Let's go to the 10th of actually, we can even go back to a year, right? And we can see basically if we go to October, let's say this is, and also keep in mind something, when a token going to have a release, usually it's a couple days before people start selling because they know it's coming. So usually in the stock market, this happens in the stock market. 99% of stocks and 99% of tokens have this problem. It's not just endemic to just ICP. A lot of stocks have the same problem. There's an unlock period and you see the dump 5-6%, boom. So basically there's an unlock period, but obviously over time, the unlocks are going to have less and less impact. And the reason they have less impact is because there's more and more tokens coming out and the price goes lower and lower. So that's why the impact goes down, because a lot of those people might not sell right away. They might hold. However, there'll always be something overhanging the token price, right? So here you got a 582 and then you had the unlock a couple days later. And of course, predictably, it kind of just dump. And then you had another unlock coming around here. It was already a really low price, so it kind of stabilized there around the 4s. It did okay. It went up, and what made this go up was basically all the hype surrounding everything that was coming out on ICP. The CEO was doing a bunch of interviews. He was on BitBoy Crypto, so it pumped a little bit. But as it pumped, guess what? People just started to dump right into it. And when you got into the 10th, okay, that was the 10th. No, nothing really happened. Not that bad. Came back up to 5. There was a lot of hype around here. You really didn't get up either. Every time you kind of went up, you could see these are pretty big sells. These are just sell-offs, and you can kind of see the volume goes up and it comes right back down. So it wasn't sustainable. These pumps that were coming through all these interviews through BitBoy and all these other guys that were doing it just weren't sustainable. They weren't creating this lift people thought was going to happen. They tried. I'll give them that. But when we come here where there's a lot less hype, there's a little bit of hype now being focused. Let's go to the 10th. Do we see anything? That's the 10th. It was at $4.08. Not really, kind of pretty much stable, very stable, very stable. And then another 10th comes around, $4.02. Well, that one after that one, it dumped, right? This one in August, it did dump. Now, this one in September, let's see what happened. September 10th. $3.10. And then after that, it went to the lows. So you got 2 months back to back where there's not as much hype surrounding it. There's a little bit coming through. A couple of YouTubers or more are covering it. So, you have 2 months back to back right after those 3 million tokens. It kind of dumped. You had this nice lift from the lows all the way to 331, which is actually pretty good. I would have personally sold into it because that's actually pretty nice profit. It's probably about a 10% profit. So, it's not bad. And then it's retracting, of course, which it's meant to do. What I'm going to do is I am going to be watching this particular one because you've had 2 months in a row where the token has kind of a couple days later taken a beating, right? After there you go. There's the 10th. And then boom, you kind of start going a couple days later, about a week later. And then this is the 10th, close to the 10th. And this is the 10th. And then boom, you go down. So are these people that are unlocking selling right away? It doesn't look like they're selling like all of it at once, but maybe they are looking for these rallies to happen where they sell into it, where your tops are kind of topped out. It's hard to say. A lot of ICP token is staked. You got a lot of people putting it in the stake. Maybe not all these people will sell, but you're talking about guys that bought this at 3 cents. You know, if I bought something for 3 cents and I'm unlocking every month and I can get $3 for it, I don't know if I'm really going to care about the project all that much. I'll take my $3. That's 100x. So these are things to consider. Now, what is the right price to buy it? Well, it's really hard to say. I think if you don't own any ICP, I don't own any because I kind of wanted to see how all of this is going to play out over the next couple of weeks. It's coming down to weeks now. I'm going to wait for that 10-10 to see what happens, see the strength. I'm going to see the market. The markets are kind of weak all over the place. They're not like strong. They're not weak. They're kind of meandering. So, you know, anything can happen to the markets. They can rally. They can dump. It's hard to tell. So I'm kind of taking a cautious approach. Now, I might go in there and buy $1,000 worth of ICP. Maybe. You know, if I see the price kind of dump down a little bit, I'm not buying on these rallies. There's no way I'm buying on these rallies. If I see the price jump down a little bit more, going back to all-time highs, maybe I'll start a position, $1,000. Now, I'll kind of wait on the 10th of every month, kind of see how it plays out. If I see it play out well, then boom. You know, if I see it play out where I think it's going to play out, goes down a little bit more. Okay, that's time to average down. Get ready. I know all the data. I'm willing to take the risk. So that's kind of how I'm thinking. I know by June 2024, the inflation is going to slow down. Yes, we still have to worry about the nodes and the other, you know, token emissions. We still got to worry about that. But taking 867,500 tokens off the circulating supply every month coming back into the project, that's good. You know, it doesn't sound like a lot. 867,000 times 12, that's 10 million tokens. 10,400,000 tokens that won't come into supply every year. That's a big deal. You just slowed it down dramatically. So you know what? I'm not going to wait all the way to June 2024 because I think it's going to be too late. I think you're probably going to see it rally before this. The Bitcoin halving is going to happen March or April. That should provide more lift for the market, more liquidity for the market. So, you know, if I'm going to go major into ICP, I'm probably going to be looking January, February, which the markets are generally weaker. Prices are generally lower. That might be when I go into it more heavily. I'm going to maybe start a position if we go under 3 within the next week or two because of the unlock. If I see the unlock after a week doesn't really do anything, then I might just make a position even in the 3s and just hold that position. But I'm not confident just because there's so much supply coming out. Now, if it does a mini pump like this, yes, I will sell. If it does a mini pump, 10%, I'll sell. I'll wait for it to go back down. That's just the way these things go. Right? So just be smart about it. A lot of people are like, oh, just buy. No. Look at the data before you buy. Be smart about it. Okay. Now, this doesn't finish till June of 2025. So it's not like this is going to go on forever. June of 2025, you know, it's not a long distance away. It's not short distance away. It's coming up. It's something to think about. It's not, and then this is a really cool website. You can actually look at what the other unlocks of all these other projects are. I mean, hell, you probably want to short some stuff that if you can short some of these, if you see an unlock that's, you know, like this is crazy. 93.6% of the tokens need to unlock. I mean, what do you think is going to happen there? But, you know, it doesn't have much of a probably of a market cap. It might be a small cap. What is it? 1.6 million. You probably can't even short it. So, you know, this is bigger. BG Trade. Oh, wow. What is this? That's interesting. So you can actually use this website and use this knowledge to make money. This is a great way to leverage yourself in a short position in stuff that's just going to unlock like crazy. I mean, that's a lot of token. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Do not take financial advice from me. I don't know what any of this stuff is. I'm going to be going through it. This is a great website, though. Mryia, by the way. Mryia and Gala, the two most hyped gaming tokens of all time. Disaster for people. And this is why they've been a disaster. So you can only look at history. This is all I'm doing. History. Look at Mryia. It just goes down, right? Why do you think it goes down, guys? Why do you think Mryia and Gala goes down? Yes, they've had some other issues, but like, why do you think they go down? Well, because the tokenomics suck. When you're invested in something that has shitty tokenomics, it's going to go down. If you have shit tokenomics, it's going to go down. That's just the way these things go. Look at that. It's 180 days. This is the 1 year. I mean, it's a fucking catastrophe, you know? And I see these YouTubers shilling this stuff and they don't even fucking check this most basic things. They don't even go check and go, oh, let me check the tokenomics because they're fucking idiots. You guys are listening to fucking idiots out here all the time. I see it all the fucking time. All the time. Fucking idiots talking fucking heads, don't even know what they're saying. Gala, I don't know why it dropped so much and then it pumped and then it just down. And again, tokenomics absolutely sucked. Still only 50% of the tokens are out. Looks like a fucking disaster. Yeah, that's a disaster. Damn, this thing was at 60 cents, over 60 cents. Oh my Lord. It's 1.5 pennies. And I know people have invested in this because they heard some YouTubers say good things about it. And gaming's going to be hot. No, gaming's not going to be hot when you have shitty tokenomics. When you have fucking shit tokenomics, it's not going to be hot. It's going to be this fucking train wreck, basically. You know, this is the fucking train wreck you're going to be in. 82 cents high. Oh, that's a disaster. Yeah, the people during the bull run might have made some bucks and hyped it up and made Gala into something that it's not. And now the tokenomics have taken over. They've just taken over, and now you got this. You got millions, hundreds of millions of dollars lost. Look at the market cap, 300, probably billions of dollars lost. Wow, this thing was over at 82 cents. Can you imagine what this thing was worth? Holy moly, at one point it was in the multi-billions. This thing was huge. Billions and billions lost. That's just facts. So, you know, just look at the tokenomics of all of these things before you get in there. I see a lot of tokens that people are talking about out here have terrible tokenomics. A lot of YouTubers are talking about a lot of these tokens. Just check them out first. That's all. See if you're willing to take that risk. You might say, I will. You might say it's just a short-term trade in and out. Then it's a different thing. You know, and Aptos, fucking disaster. They have one of the worst tokenomics out there. You know, these are major tokens. It's good to have this information. This is information you should have so you can use and makes yourself a better trader. That's really what it comes down to, guys. Hope that was helpful. Do the best as far as finding the price. Join my Discord. We can have a discussion about it. I'm slowly going to DCA in. If it goes too low, just going to DCA more. But just understand that this is a token that at some point the inflation will slow down. Unlike some of these other ones, even though it's infinity, it'll slow down. I think long-term ICP after 2024 is in really good shape. I think around 2025 is where you're going to really see the big things happen. It's still super early, I think. I think 2025 is going to be the year for ICP. I think 2024 is where it wakes up. And I think 2025 is when it really wakes up and does those 100, 200, 500X that people are talking about, but only if they execute. So let's see if they execute. And then they're going to kill off a lot of these tokens like Gala and Mryia, all these gaming tokens, because ICP is a much better network. You can actually put your game on their entire network and you can play it decentralized. It's way better what they're doing. Some other technology needs to become a little bit user-friendly, but what they're doing is mind-blowing. Let's get our minds blown and hopefully our wallets blow up too. Let's see. Take care, guys.